Carrie and Tommy will launch in just a second to brighten your day. With CommBank Yellow, you get discounts and exclusive experiences, more recognition for you, and benefits for your business too. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.
It's the one and only
Carrie Bickmore.
And Tommy Little.
This
Is Carrie and Tommy.
Yes, welcome to it. And it's a big show on the podcast today, guys.
I've got an issue.
Oh, don't start the week like that.
Nah,
you were feeling good.
I'm putting people. No, I don't even need a tissue for it. I'm putting people on notice. So wonderful people of Perth, the Wild West in this country. I went over and did some shows
Hometown,
on the
yeah.
weekend, and they were absolutely stonking. They were fantastic. They turned up in force, and they were wonderful. And I thank you, beautiful people of Perth. But here's my issue. I am going to be in Bundaberg this weekend, next weekend. It is the first time I've done stand-up in Bundaberg. I've got a big, beautiful theatre booked, and I have supported Bundaberg years over.
Oh, through your rum purchases.
Absolutely. Through drinking litres and litres of Bundy and Coke, a.k.a. fighting juice, and I'm not feeling the love in return.
You're not selling many tickets.
My theatre's half full, and I don't know what's happening, Bundaberg, but I am right up your alley. If you want some filthy fun, if you want to rock up at a beautiful theatre in a singlet, I'm not against it. Let's turn up and have the best time ever. Tell your mates to buy your tickets and get along.
All right,
That's
negging
all.
people. Is that how you get them there?
Have you had some Bundy?
Hang on, how was it negging him?
Isn't negging where you make a negative towards
No, you
them?
got to.
But why was I being negative?
No, it's more the aggression. It's a bit of the
Yeah,
Bundy.
it just felt real
Yeah.
Have you
like.
had a few?
I've had a fighting juice.
Okay, great.
So yes, I'm a busy woman.
Sorry,
What?
surely we're talking about what we were
No,
just
we
talking about.
can't. It's too gross. I knew you'd want to talk about this bit on air. It's too disgusting. We can't talk about it.
I feel like women should know. I thought it was more known.
I don't.
You don't want to.
Do you not? Okay, ladies,
Maybe
do we think it's
later
too
in the
much to
show.
talk about on air?
It is a lot.
Is it?
It's also educational.
I think it's female health, and we shouldn't be shying away on it.
Okay, well, this is all on you. If people hate this conversation we're about to have next,
You can't
it's all on him.
deem him the responsible
But I
one.
wanted to tell you about how I lost my mind this morning. Okay, I'll do that later.
What about
But
we do-
right now,
Okay, we can do that thing that you
losing
want to
my
do
mind
now.
or the other thing.
We can do the thing you want to do now, as long as we promise to help the women of Australia tomorrow.
No, I feel like the women are invested now. We might as well just do the other thing now. Is it too much, Sammy? Did you find it too much?
Maybe after 4.
No, women suddenly after 4 don't get this thing, and before 4 they do get
All
this
right,
thing.
let's do it
But
now.
Sammy's
Let's
trying
talk
to
about-
push
Okay,
our
we're talking
TSL
about
out.
thrush.
Yes,
We're talking about thrush.
yes, because you've got it, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that.
No,
That's fine.
I don't. When I'm not going to have this conversation if you turn it into a joke.
I'm not. I knew this fact.
I don't have thrush. I went to this. Oh my God! Don't ever use that as a quote that goes on my
The
bio.
lady do protest too much.
I went to get on antibiotics a couple of weeks ago because I had this cough
we were
that wouldn't
all
go
crook.
away.
Yep.
And the lady at the 131060, please join this conversation because we're arguing about whether anyone else knew what I'm about to say. Tommy reckons he knew this and that everybody knows this. I've never heard this in my life, and no woman I've ever spoken to has ever heard what I'm about to say next. 131060. So she says, you know that being on antibiotics can lead to thrush. And I said, yeah. And she said, so you obviously know you can get your Caniston treatment, which is a treatment that you can either put on the outside or insert using one of the little, what are they called? Anyway,
Doobie-wacka.
things. And she goes, or, as you know, just dip a tampon into some Greek yogurt and pop it up there.
Oh my God, Carrie, this isn't what I thought you were going to talk about.
Do not
Oh, Carrie,
stitch
this
me
is
up.
too much.
And then I said, pardon?
Oh my!
And she
Carrie.
goes, what do you mean? And she said, sometimes Caniston can be expensive. So you're using Greek. I said, I thought eating Greek yogurt helps your gut flora and your flora down there. Not your flora and fauna, is it? Just your flora. Anyway, your
Fauna's
bits
the
down
animals,
there
yeah.
by eating the Greek yogurt. And she said, yes, it does. But also you can just dip a tampon in, put it up, and that'll help with thrush. I have never, in my 44 years on this planet, heard that as a recommendation for how to deal with it. Not only is it a cheaper recommendation, I'm guessing for people that maybe can't afford medication, but is this complete and utter absolute?
I thought this was.
How do you know this?
Because
Has a girlfriend done
I've
it?
had girlfriends in the past
That have asked if you've got a tub of Greek yogurt.
I don't want to brag too much. That have occasionally had thrush, and I thought it was a thing that people like. I thought this was quite a common thing. That people
Not
knew.
eating it, inserting it.
Yeah.
13,
But,
10,
but
60.
can we do a 2-prong phoner?
I just
please?
want to solve this, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's solved. It was a doctor that told you it.
No, I don't know.
But also,
I just felt it was a bit old wivesy taily.
But also-
lots of people calling.
can we also do what do you use Greek yogurt for? Because Eli, the web guy,
yeah.
we just found out that when he was young, his parents used to put it on his back if he had sunburn.
Yeah, because
It's cooling,
It's cooling and it heals the burn.
like aloe vera.
Yeah, so you just literally slap a whole lot of yogurt all over your back.
So
And you-
funny,
and
your
you put it-
mum
and you put
coming
on, like-
along,
It-
tipping the
and
tub
also,
of Greek
I would
yogurt
love
on your
the
back.
idea of just like Eli's lying on the dinner table and people are just occasionally having a little...
Dorito.
A lick of his back. 13 10 60. You know what we're talking about, guys. Girls, get in on the conversation.
Carrie and Tommy.
For your Monday Arvo, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little driving you home. A little bit later on this afternoon, we're going to put someone in the running for a year's worth of Friday night takeaway, and it could be you.
So you may have joined us before for Menstrual Monday. We are discussing lady bits today, but we're talking about thrush. And before you go, what has happened to this show? We weren't meant to talk about this. I was going to talk about something else, and then I mentioned it off air, and Tommy insisted we talk about it on air. That apparently
Speak about what you know.
the doctor was telling me, because I'm on antibiotics, and with antibiotics, apparently you can get thrush. And she said, you know what you do with that. And I didn't even need to have the chat until I heard her say, you just dip a tampon in yogurt and then stick it up. Yeah. And I had never heard that. I knew that Greek yogurt was good for your bits, to eat it, but I didn't realise it was used physically on the bits. We also discovered that web guy Eli's mum used to plaster it on his sunscreen to cool it down and help it heal.
Burn, yes.
So, sorry, sunburn, not sunscreen. So we're talking Greek yogurt.
Better reapply before you go.
Oh, you reckon it'd be good for my nipples? Because
Your bleeding
I've got
nipples.
bleeding nipples from running too much.
Now, Leslie, I bet you didn't think you'd be calling a radio station for this, but have you heard of this thrush treatment before?
Carrie, I think you've been living under a rock, sweetheart. I heard about this when I was 14 and I'm now 62.
Thanks, Leslie.
Okay,
I
so
thought
here's an
people
interesting
knew.
thing, Leslie. It was an older doctor. I wondered if it was a generational thing they used to do.
Yeah, but they do recommend it because, like you said, all those creams are really, really expensive.
Yes.
And it's not just being on antibiotics. So in my case, being a diabetic, if you have a slightly higher blood sugar, it can throw your whole body out of whack. So eating the Greek yogurt and then using it the other way works hand in hand together, and it works really, really well.
So do you have separate tubs?
No, you just
I'm feeling like
Well, you're
it's a
not
lot for
dipping
the family
into
to
it.
keep eating the Greek yogurt.
You
then.
just
No,
put one
you
on the
would-
top shelf.
No double dipping, yes.
yeah, no double dipping.
Okay,
You would
okay.
just get a little bit out in a little bowl for your tampon,
Okay.
and yeah.
All right, good on you, Leslie.
Thank you, Leslie.
What about Demi? Hey, Demi.
How are you going?
Well, I'm feeling like I'm the only one that didn't know about this thing that everyone's rocking around doing.
Unfortunately, I feel like you might be. But what's even weirder, like I've known about the Greek yogurt thing since I was a teenager. I'm 30. But a few years ago, I met a woman who is convinced that the cure-all to thrush is to just pop a garlic clove up there.
And then then do you get it back out?
I'm assuming so. I don't think it would just dissolve.
You could stave off vampires at the same time.
Oh, God.
Wonderful.
See, just how long do you let it sit up there?
She didn't go into great detail because I was instantly, one, it was a bit of a stranger, so why were we having that conversation? But I was just instantly like, wouldn't that burn? All the
Yes.
questions started going through my head, and I didn't actually have the courage to ask.
You would stink too.
Well, it's also, because, if you're on a date or something, you don't want
Yes.
to eat something too garlicky because of your breath.
Oh, Demi. So, God, we should put a disclaimer here somewhere because,
Why?
this is not a doctor's advice or anything. Don't go sticking garlic up your bits, I don't reckon.
Don't?
Nah.
Oh, sorry.
Don't.
I thought,
Karen.
hang on, just a quick word on the
Yeah.
sidebar. I thought we were trying to help people.
I just don't reckon just taking advice from randoms that this woman didn't even know. I don't reckon that's the way to go.
It is saying
I just
online
assumed.
that
Don't trust online.
inserting garlic into your vagina isn't well studied. It may
Yeah.
irritate sensitive V-word tissue.
Yeah,
Can we
okay.
say the word?
Yeah, I don't. Let's not keep saying it.
It's the correct
It is the
term.
correct
We should all
term.
grow up and
Karen.
vagina.
Just
Hey,
be careful.
Karen.
Yes.
What's going on? What do you want to say?
Hello.
Hi.
Well,
Tell us about your
I-
vagina, Karen.
Yes, I was told I shouldn't say that word.
Oh, sorry,
but,
Karen. I didn't get that memo.
So I'm 64 now, but in my 20s, every time just before my periods, I would get thrush. And I went to a doctor and she told me that I should use yogurt up there.
Yeah.
But she said, make sure you don't get ones with strawberries in it. It has to be plain.
Carrie and Tommy.
3 p.m. tomorrow.
Yes.
Beanies are on sale.
They're back.
Carrie's Beanies for brain cancer. Carrie's Beanies for brain cancer.com is where you can get them from 3 p.m. tomorrow. And if you don't want to get them online, I mean, I don't know how quickly they're going to sell out. But if you don't want to get them online, go in store to Decuba from Wednesday and you'll be able to try them on, feel them, work out which one you want.
They're wonderful, Carrie.
There's a greenish one. There's a double pom-pom black one, which is a nod to our first ever beanie that we did. There is, that can work for kids as well. There's a grey one. There's a grey cap.
Also,
Lots
I was
of
going to
options.
say, if you live in a really hot part of the country and you think, I don't need a beanie,
Yep.
the caps,
Grab a
which you are
cap.
wearing right now,
I
are
love the
awesome.
caps. Yeah, so we'll talk about it more tomorrow. We're giving away a beanie to every caller tomorrow
Are
on
we?
the show. One of the first in the country. You're going to get one.
Yeah.
But put a reminder in your diary because they will go quick. What's up next?
Well,
Says your name, Jesse. What are you
we're in
doing?
a bit of trouble up next, I think.
I don't know.
Sammy's in charge of
I
this.
didn't. No. I can take.
Tommy's got
I
it.
can take the reins on this.
Okay.
I think these boys have been dealt a bit of a harsh blow at the hands of one C. Bickmore, who rules this show
What have I done?
with an iron fist, and you'll
I
find
don't.
out just how fisted by the iron these boys have been up next.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
For your Monday, Arvo, it's Carrie and Tommy driving you home.
I've got anxiety because I don't know what's about to happen.
I've got anxiety about what we're about to do too.
Yeah, I mean,
Are
I've
you
got
stitching me up unfairly right now?
No, I don't think so. Carrie, you did just mention your fantastic Beanies campaign, which is going to launch tomorrow, and everyone can order theirs, and they should jump on board. It is a wonderful cause. But there's been some rumblings amongst the team
About what?
because
It's just hurtful.
Is it hurtful?
It's very hurtful.
I'm actually hurt as well, but I think for different reasons.
I'm
Oh,
worried.
yeah, you should actually probably be more hurt.
Because you reckon you've just fallen off the perch a bit, and Sammy reckons he just looks a bit worse for wear. But I've never made the cut.
And I reckon this may impact future sales.
That is very true. So, both Jesse here on the ones and twos and producer Sammy, most known for his work on the music quiz.
Can I just say when you say ones and twos, you know people don't understand that's a radio term and you just think someone's talking about what he needs to go to the toilet and do.
Sometimes I do that in the studio.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
It just means he's on the tools. He's the
Yes.
one pressing the buttons.
I thought you would know this, Carrie, from your DJing experience, but it's actually a DJ term.
Is it?
Can I be on the threes?
That's when you poo so much it goes up your back and have a nappy. Isn't it? That's what my sister, when she was raising her girls, said number
yes.
3 was.
Me 20 minutes ago.
So Carrie, both these gentlemen here were once models, and now they're not. You used them for your Beanie campaign as models last year. Of course, Sammy got paid. Producer Jesse did not get paid.
But Jesse made
Did
the
you
final
get paid, Sammy? Yep. From who?
Yeah, he donated it back.
cut. Lee from your foundation
Did she pay you?
chucked me $100
Did she pay you?
straight out of the CB for BC donation
and then
fund.
you didn't get paid.
No.
Jesse.
I didn't get anything.
That's a joke.
Sammy's lying.
That's a
Sammy's
joke.
lying.
I got
Don't
nothing.
worry.
I got nothing.
Sammy backed it in too hard. No one
I was
got.
about to say, people do it for free. We're not paying anybody.
Yes, nobody
It
gets
was-
paid.
it was a
Nobody-
5-minute job
It's
downstairs.
all above board here. So these boys came to me because they were quite upset, and so they went to the father figure of the show, and I sat them on respective laps.
But
and
hold
I
on,
said,
what are they upset about?
I said, boys, I'm telling you, I said, boys, what did it matter, right?
We said,
and they
"Papa."
looked me in the eyes and they said, Puppy, am I still beautiful? And I said, boys, you're more
Don't make this
beautiful
go
than the day
weird
you were
because people
born.
can't follow when you go real weird.
Well, they were wondering, have their looks fallen off a cliff that much that they weren't invited back to model again
We
this
don't
year?
use the same models every year.
When
You're
it's these
still in
two.
it.
Yeah, you're still.
You've been in every single one of them.
10 years it's been.
I
When
know.
you set up Sam's Beanies for brain cancer, you can be in it every year.
Well, he's not even going to get a chance now. He can't even get a modelling gig.
Yeah,
No,
for free.
Who's going to back him
Hold
in
on.
as the face of something?
You
when he can't even
complaining
get
that you didn't get the call up again. None
also
of
got
the
a
male
complaint.
models have had a call up year after year. We mix them up. What?
And I said, boys, it's okay. Don't be upset. Huh?
Yeah.
And then they said, Papa, have you ever been a model? And I went,
Not with that nose.
actually, now that I come to think of it. No, I haven't.
No. Well, you look ridiculous with the beanie on, so we wouldn't use you.
Oh.
You look cute. You just lose your neck.
See? Ridiculous. No, you don't look ridiculous.
But don't you have caps as well?
Yep.
Oh.
I reckon headwear suits you.
13.
Such beautiful hair.
13.
No,
10,
you
16.
don't look bad in a beanie at all, or a hat. I just.
You're too late. Too late. Now.
We're fired.
No, well, we had fun.
Sorry, to be fair, we did
No.
on the weekend post a 10-year thing of all the different models over the year. I think, Jesse, you were in that
Yeah,
compilation.
and I just remembered, I was like, I got one crack at it and then thrown on the dumpster.
Honestly,
Mine's
can't believe you
reusing
guys have
old
somehow
headshots.
made this about you.
I didn't even last the day.
Yeah, true.
I didn't even last ever. And now I've just been told it's actually because of my looks.
That is tough.
That is tough for a charity campaign. It's
Yeah.
not feeling very charitable at the moment. 13, 1060. I'm going to go with my one.
Okay.
When did you not get a job, even though it was a volunteer position and you were unpaid? I'll take an added one. If it was because of your lack of looks,
Oh,
I'd like to hear from you as well because I can empathise
No,
with you
well, I'm
strongly.
only giving you hassle because you know you're a good-looking guy.
Use me for the campaign.
Can I add another 13, 10, 60?
Give us to us, Sammy.
What did you ever get fired after one day on the job?
You okay, guys. You weren't fired.
They
you
were
didn't use
fired.
the same people over and
They were
Or
fired and I
about
never
13,
got the
10,
job.
60.
No,
What did
no
you miss
more
out
13,
on?
10,
Because you're
60s.
ugly like me and Sam.
Yeah, that's good. 13 or 13, 10, 60. When has your boss told you at work that you're ugly?
Yeah.
Because that's what just
So
happened
true.
here.
Yeah.
13, 10, 60. Uggos, give us a call.
Carrie and Tommy.
Here's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little. And on 13 10 60, you can give us a call if you're
We've got a bit
ugly
going on.
like me and Sam.
Or even uglier like me where you don't get the volunteer
True.
position.
Okay, somehow these guys have made the beanie campaign about themselves. Over
No,
the
I've
years,
tried to
they've
make it
been
about me.
used as models, and we
Once.
don't use the same models
Once.
year after year. And
Or me
now
at
they're
all.
cracking it because they haven't got a call up again.
All me at
Harry
all.
said
And you said
sales.
it was something wrong with my head.
Sales were too low last year, and so Sam and I didn't get invited back.
And I just didn't get invited because apparently Bicker's words was, I'm a bit fuggers.
That's not what I said, and everyone knows that's not what I said.
I
It's
think
just-
it was something along
I think that
line.
you look better in a beanie if you've got a bit of hair out the bottom. See how Sammy's got a bit of hair there?
I have the same haircut as Jesse.
That's true.
Sorry, Carrie's now saying I look good in a beanie and I still didn't get the call up.
You're
I
not
know.
going to model every year.
So
You're
here's
not even a
true,
model. We were just desperate for somebody, so we used you.
There it
The
is.
truth comes out.
The Iron Fist. So here are our phone topics. Number one, when did you not get the job even though it was a volunteer position? That was me. Bonus points if it was because you were too ugly. That was me again. Number two, did you work one day and then get fired like these guys? Carrie, anything you'd like to add?
Natalie.
Oh, when did you get called ugly by your boss? That
my
was the other thing just happened to me
Natalie.
then.
Natalie.
Hi guys, how are you?
Good.
Well,
What's
I'm
going
ugly.
on? What are you calling? Which question are you calling about?
I'm calling about getting not getting the job of a volunteer position.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Yep.
It makes it a little bit worse. I'm not sure if you are familiar with if you have a teaching placement from a university, they've got affiliations with local schools. So the schools technically have to take you. And I went in for a position for a placement, a 2-week placement, and I was questioned on if I was familiar with their religion and their church, which was Seventh-day Adventist.
Yeah.
And I agreed, and I went, yeah, the 12 Apostles. Yeah, I know. And I didn't get they did not give me a position.
Do the 12 apostles, are they not part of the 7-day Adventist philosophy?
No, I had just flat out, like, I went in going, it's the Seventh-day Adventist. I know they're going to ask me about it. And the first thing that came to my mind was to call it the 12 Apostles.
You know,
And
Matthew,
they-
Mark, Luke,
Yep,
the guys.
Yeah, the other ones. The first thing that's popped into my mind is the advent calendar where you get all the chocolates. Is that them?
It's actually interesting, Nat, because I can't remember whether the rule used to be that they could not hire you on the grounds of if you weren't the same religion.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
they decided that was excluding people and that was – so now they've changed the law or something so you can't exclude people based on religion, or whether it's gone the other way around. But there was a big case because of it, I think, because one of the teachers wasn't religious. But if you're a religious school, I think you're exempt. I don't know. It was confusing.
But also, shouldn't they, if they were smart, shouldn't they allow Natalie in and let her observe and then indoctrinate her?
She's only there for 2 weeks, though.
That's long enough. People have been sucked into cults for less. Thank you, Natalie.
What about Lorinda?
Hey guys, how you going?
Pretty good.
Firstly, boys, you need to have a spoonful of cement.
Yes,
And
thank you.
Oh, apparently it'd make me even uglier.
Yeah.
No. I'm
Soft
number
and ugly.
2. So I got a job at quite a well-known RSL in Sydney. We're going on 20-something years ago. And I got a job as a waitress. Now, my understanding of a waitress was, you chat to people, like customer service.
Yep.
At the end of my shift, I got let go because I talked too much.
Oh,
Oh.
my gosh.
But the oldies love a chat, especially
Oh my
with
God,
a young
they do.
girl.
Yes, absolutely. Why are you working in a place like this, gorgeous? I'm like, that's what it is. And then, end of the day, he was like, I'm really sorry, but you didn't do enough work. You spoke to the customers too much, and that's not what we're looking for.
It sounds like good riddance.
It did, but you know what? I became a fitness instructor and a cop, so then I got to talk to people and yell at people as much as I wanted. So it all worked out. That's the way I see it.
Do you ever get the jobs confused and yell at people that you're meant to be arresting? Drop down and give me 10.
Probably, yeah, 100%. Sometimes I'm pretty sure I did.
A taser in personal training would be
I was
real.
about to
Real
say,
make you go harder, wouldn't
Getting
it?
pepper sprayed mid-burpee.
Good on you, Lorinda.
G'day, Billy.
Hello, how you going?
Yeah, pretty good. We've had the other two call topics so far. We've had fired on day one, didn't get the volunteer job. Which one are you?
My boss called me ugly.
Hey, you're preaching to the choir.
Oh, my God. You know
That's
you're
Matt's
a
me and
good-looking
you,
guy.
Billy. We could start a class action.
You don't even know what I look like yet.
Yeah. What happened, Bill?
So I started this job about 6 months ago now.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got facial recognition at work to clock in, get your hours up.
Yeah.
Anyway, my facial recognition stopped working for about 2 to 3 days.
Yeah.
And I had my boss turn around to me. I was like, "Yo, man," I was like, my facial recognition isn't working. He's like, well, you shouldn't be so bloody ugly. I was like, "Oh, great."
I mean, was he being funny?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, Carrie's was just serious.
Oh.
Yeah, Carrie.
Really? Oh.
She just told me there was something wrong with my head, Billy.
Oh, that's a possibility, but I don't know.
Carrie and Tommy.
Across Australia for your Monday Arvo, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
Because you know when something gets you and you just can't stop laughing about it?
Mm-hmm.
This is something from last week, and honestly, any moment that I've felt a little bit flat over the weekend, I just think back to this comment, and it just makes me chuckle. So
I have a similar thing with that one of the camel, the old couple riding the camel with the Titanic music. And then the camel can't get up because the guy's so fat. And then he's like got his arms out as if he's at the front of the Titanic, like Rose and Jack. And that music, no. Anyway, every time I'm feeling flat, I think of that and it makes me smile.
So we talked about it on this show last week, and I posted it. And this is when I was at the gym at a hotel, and every day for over a week, I thought they had nowhere to put the dirty glasses that I was drinking from, and so I started placing them around the gym because I didn't want anyone to accidentally drink from a dirty glass. So I'd just put them well away from the drinking glasses, which I was using. And then I realised a weekend that I was drinking from the dirty pile of glasses.
And then I noticed because I went into the gym that there was a clean pile, very clear which was the clean pile. It had lemon in water next to it.
Also hadn't seen
and
that.
then the dirty pile, which was near the sink, and you were just drinking water from the dirty pile.
And then water from the sink. I didn't even know this lemon water deliciousness existed. Anyway, so I posted that, and this wonderful person commented underneath. She goes, "Many years ago, I was at a Japanese restaurant for a friend's birthday. I was sat across from her cousins who I'd never met before. We're chatting away, eating edamame, and I keep thinking to myself, how come I keep getting the empty ones? Until I realised I was picking up and eating the discarded edamame shells that everyone had been sucking on. And it's
That's
so good.
so gross.
Just the sentence, how come I keep getting the empty ones? He's so lovely. And it has the same thing that I had in my situation where we think, why is everything in this world wrong except for me? And then you realise,
You're the
it's
problem.
me. But it's such a lovely, how come I keep getting the empty ones?
Gross. And it's such a, when you don't just
You
like,
suck on
you
them.
real suck on an edamame.
And you chew a bit.
I love an edamame.
But
I reckon
also-
it might be my favourite bean. Or what
else is up there?
Pea. As opposed to a normal pea, I think edamame pea is superior. Did you just cough up a bit of phlegm and throw it?
Absolutely not.
And chew on it a bit and swallow it again? You did, didn't you?
Absolutely
You
not.
absolutely did.
Not that I recall. Nah, don't think so.
What's your favourite bean, Tommy?
Literally went like this.
Carrie, come on.
So what do you want to do?
I can't think of anything right now. Oh, embarrassing moments.
Chewing on the phlegm.
That
That was like when I itched my crutch.
Which side? That's
It
way worse.
absolutely was. You catching me itching my crutch at the airport
You scratching your, you scratching
is,
your, and then you're
is
admitting
far
to it. you've done
worse than you chewing on your phlegm and swallowing it.
it. Yeah, that's what we all agree.
Oh, yeah, okay. I was just making sure we're all in agreement that mine's far more embarrassing than yours.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Okay. I thought you were, yeah.
Why did you even bring up yours?
Because when you said embarrassing moments, it reminded me of that embarrassing moment. We all have them.
I thought you just out of nowhere when I itched myself. That was way worse than what you just did.
No,
I'm like,
no.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to make you feel better.
Well, don't itch again.
I'm not itching again.
13, 10, 60. Embarrassing moments such as my dirty glass thing, the eating the edamame and asking yourself, why do I keep getting the empty ones? I've told you before on this show, Carrie, that once I had a first date in an Italian restaurant, and when my date sat down, I poured her a glass of water, and no, all the staff ran towards me. It was olive oil. I poured her a whole glass of oil to drink. 13, 10, 60. Give us a call.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy.
For your Monday Arvo, it's Carrie and Tommy.
I'm just reading some more of the comments
yes.
that came up underneath when you posted how you've been drinking from the dirty cups at the gym, not the clean cup.
Yeah, I didn't
funny
know there was a
people
clean
doing
cup
funny
stack.
things. Someone says, reminds me of the time I put the thermometer in my mouth and the nurse came running and said, no, darling, that goes under your armpit. And someone else
That
said,
could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been a lot worse.
do you reckon? If it's been used under people's armpits and you're putting it in your mouth.
I think a rectal thermometer would be worse to put in your mouth, yes.
Is there a rectal thermometer?
Yeah.
What's that used for?
What do you think?
When do you need to
Not
check the
putting it in your
temperature of your
mouth.
rectum?
I don't know.
Is that
It's to check if you're well done or...
is that a body temperature a good place to get a good accurate body
I
temperature?
assume so. Otherwise, a lot of doctors have lied to a lot of
Or is there a different temperature that happens down there?
I think maybe it's just more accurate, I guess.
Yes, it says the most accurate, especially for babies younger than 3 months old.
Oh, the poor
Yeah, there you
things.
go. There's a rectal thermometer.
They don't want that
All right,
there.
enough of your background.
Anyway.
But who does, Carrie? This
I know,
is a
but
medical
not
thing.
little babies. Another person commented and said, once
on,
when
they're
I was
doing it for their
pregnant,
health.
I know. Once when I was pregnant, I used a used toothpick to eat a sample of marinated mushrooms. I wasn't paying attention and took from the used container instead of the fresh one.
Oh.
Proceeded to cry that a random stranger's toothpick germs was going to get myself and the baby really sick. Blah, 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 blah.
This is what we're talking about. G'day, Ben.
G'day.
What happened?
Oh, mate, I was at Costco and, you know, where you get the hot dogs.
Yes.
So I've grabbed my hot dog, gone over to where the condiment stand is, topped up my mustard, topped up my tomato sauce, and in the bay I could see, okay, there's where you get your onions and your pickles. So I've got the spoon that was in the bay and I'm picking up my onions and picking up my pickles on it. Wasn't until I got to the end that I realised that's the actual trough for where the condiments fall into, the bin where the condiments fall into.
Oh. And what was
Didn't
the
eat the hot dog.
spoon?
Oh, there was a spoon in there. Obviously, it was rubbish, but I luckily I didn't eat it.
So you just topped up. You just got a hot dog and
Of
then
everybody's used stuff.
topped it up with from the bin. Oh, Benny, that's so good. Did you eat it?
No. Was it once I found out? I'm like, no, threw it away straight away.
Oh, Ben, have you ever coughed up your phlegm, chewed on it, and then swallowed it again? Just like Tommy did before?
Never done that.
Have you ever itched your vagina in public? There's layers to all of it. Thank you, Ben.
Don't just make it you get me because I got you.
Sorry,
it's not my fault you chewed on your phlegm.
You brought yours up.
Yeah, he does. Do you know what, Eli? He gives me so much hassle on this show, and I'm such a good sport. As soon as I try to give it to him, he cannot handle it. He gets grumpy, does he not? Yes,
Carrie,
Eli's nodding.
You told me I had an ugly head before, and I thought
you
I
know
took
that's
it pretty well.
Because you know that's rubbish.
You said when we got off air, you said I look like a simpleton.
I did.
And I said with
Now
a hat.
you're being
and I said with a
ridiculous.
hat on, and you went sure.
Whatever. Stop getting
She
out
said
the
it's hard to
violins.
see your face behind your nose.
You would probably be the most eligible bachelor in Australia, and now you want us all to go, oh, Tommy, you're so good looking.
Trudy, you're talking to the most eligible bachelor in
We're
Australia.
allowed to say you got a big nose.
Hi, I was at the supermarket and in the express lane with goods in my hands, and I was at the front of the line, and I was fully pregnant. So,
yeah,
basically, my skirt fell off. Not only did I have my arms full, skirt fell completely to the ground. Then I had to then take the items out of my arms and put them down.
You had to bend
and
over.
then bend over to pick my skirt back up again.
And you would have had hot undies on pregnant, Trudy.
Pardon?
You would have had hot undies on when pregnant.
Oh, definitely. I had the big mama pants on as well.
Oh.
Lucky I had those on and not a G-string, though, because I did have to bend over. So in front of all the people that were behind me in the
Trudy.
line. So
Did people, were they sympathetic given you were pregnant?
Nobody came near me. I think they probably realised I was mortified. I was just...
Trudy, it's also one of those situations where it's very hard because everybody wants to help, but there's nothing creepier than asking a pregnant woman, hey, do you want me to pick up your skirt?
Yeah, with no pants. Here, let me help you with your skirt here. Yeah.
Thank you, Trudes. G'day, Scotty.
Yeah, mate. How you going?
Yeah, very good. What happened?
Hey, I was at a fancy restaurant, first one I'd ever been to as a young'un.
Yes.
And plates of prawns in front of everyone. Here I am shelling prawns. Dipped it in some dip. I'd had the old tartare sauce before, so I sideswiped that one and went to this liquidy looking one. Dipped about half a kilo of prawns in it. Turns out it was a finger wash.
Were you just dipping, Scotty?
Oh,
Were you just dipping the
finger
prawns
water.
in like lemon
it
finger
was-
water?
Yep, and I was thinking this is a letdown because this is like a $50 meal, and this condiment was absolutely disgusting. So
Carrie and Tommy.
Around Australia, for your drive home, the Savo, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
The only man on our Big Five team that I think is regretting his life decisions. That is Sam Wood.
What an intro, and so true.
Yes, it's accurate, isn't it? I'm so excited that you're coming to do the Big Five with us. But I'm going to be honest. I don't think you're training enough. I think you're stressed
Tick.
about the whole thing, and I think you're regretting
Tick.
it.
Tick.
Is that? Yeah, I thought so.
Sam, I'm a bit confused though because obviously you are in the world of fitness. You
I
have,
know.
You have a whole cult, and many people I know use your
cult.
Many people I know use
Healthy
your
cult.
your,
Healthy cult,
your
Tommy.
program and make your meals and stuff, and they swear by it. So it obviously works. Why hasn't it worked on you?
Guilty as charged. I'm just not a good distance,
distance.
runner.
Okay.
I'm okay with the quick, short stuff. I'm good in the gym. I'm good with the home workouts. I'm a pretty fit, healthy person as a general rule, but I just am not a very good endurance athlete. Never have been.
To be fair, you don't look
Never
like one
will
either.
be. Yeah.
No, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I've come in here. That's a left, that's a right,
No,
and
I
I'm
mean,
out
you
of
see
here.
the marathon runners, and they're these tiny little frames
Yeah.
carrying nothing.
I
and
am
you're
6'3"
jacked.
and 98
Exactly.
kilos, and I feel about 150 when I'm running.
But you're also raising money for Carrie's foundation.
100%. I have
Wonderful cause.
perspective, and I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to do it. And when Carrie called me, I felt honoured and privileged. And the more I've discovered about what you've done and hearing these stories from these people and getting these videos that are going around, genuinely touched in tears. It's incredible, and it puts things in perspective. And then someone like Ned joins, and all of a sudden, any excuse you've got for anything ever goes out the window, because how do you not finish when Ned's there? Like, it's great.
It's great, but I think what I'm trying to say is you're doing this for a wonderful cause, a very
100%.
worthy cause, but Carrie should give you more respect. You've come in here raising money for her foundation, and she goes, hey, by the way, you're fat, and...
That's not how we've raised nearly $25 million over this 10-year journey, by just going, do a half-ass job. If you're in it, you're in it all the way. And I'm going to put a rocket up his ass and make sure he does the full marathon.
Does that mean you're doing the full marathon?
No, I can't. I've had 3 kids. He hasn't.
We've got 4 kids.
Yeah, but you haven't birthed them.
Just joking.
So, okay, you did sign up to do the full, but you're nervous about that now. You're thinking maybe your body's only going to let you do your training regime.
Yeah, and I think it's a slippery slope when someone gives you an out. And I remember when Sam from your team was chatting to me, who I just adore, was saying, look, mate, there is a half option there. As soon as he said that, I'm like, I wish he hadn't said that to me, because that kind of leaves the door slightly ajar. But I was training okay. Then I went and visited my daughter in New York for 10 days with the best of intentions, and it was a very social, fun trip that involved zero running.
But American food, at least American food.
Yeah, lots
is
of hot dogs
swimming.
and beers and all the good stuff. But I have genuinely, I do think things click, and let's hope they click soon, because we're not far from taking off. But I'm going to get through it. I did 18 Ks on Saturday morning in the drizzle, and I've got a bad toe that I've got to get surgery on when I get back.
We're going to go 2 for 1. We've talked about this.
Yeah, my toe's really giving me a bit of grief. So I'm experimenting with different shoes and stuff, and I feel like I've got that right now, and I'm just going to grind it out.
Do you know, I went on Saturday to do 15 and I ended up doing 18, and I was in this zone, and I'd sat next to this incredible woman, Sarah Kelly, who I've spoken about on my Instagram, who's a mum with a little girl, and she's got brain cancer, and she talked about all the things she's missed out on with her little girl, how often she's stuck in bed and her daughter has to bypass her for her and go to ask dad for help because she's not been able to be as involved as she wants because she's dealing with brain cancer. And as I was running, and like you were talking about your feet there, like I was not feeling comfortable, and it was just a great perspective. It's hard to keep perspective. It's hard to keep perspective even if you've gone through it yourself. But I just ran with Sarah in my head the whole time, and I think that's what we've got to do. Like, we are fortunate, and because we can, we should. We can do this.
Yeah.
Some people can't do it. We can. Like, there's genuinely no excuse for us.
I agree. And the videos that are going around and these people that are saying thank you for, hopefully the funds and the awareness extends my quality of life or even extends my life. It just, particularly when they're parents with young kids, because that really hits home hard for me. It just, wow. So, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
We're going to get it done.
You gain some perspective and you suck it up, and enough's enough. But I do feel I am a good couple of months behind where I'd probably like to be. And then I see everyone else that's putting all their social content up in our team that's looking pretty well prepared. And I'm like, but you know what? I don't care how long it takes. If it takes me 5 hours to run a marathon and not get eaten by a lion, that's a win.
I can clear up some of your doubt about whether to do the half or the whole marathon.
I'll take the option off the table.
You're doing the full marathon.
Yeah. I thought that's what I was coming to.
Yeah. Because you can, if your body's falling apart, you can walk bits.
Yeah, and I will have to walk bits.
Go get a cortisone shot in your toe before you go.
No, I've got a doctor's appointment.
That's lined up.
Talk about that. Yeah,
you'll be absolutely fine. We'll be there to carry each other over the line. I'm not going to be posting a personal best time. We're all just going to.
I'm not going to be posting a time. Full stop.
Have you had your immunisations?
Did you finish tick? Oh no,
because this morning I had a rabies shot, which I wasn't expecting, and the doctor was like, "Oh, something might eat you." And I was like, "What?" And then I laughed. He goes, "No, you have to get a rabies, typhoid,
I don't think
malaria."
A rabies shot is going to stop you being eaten.
No, it won't stop me getting eaten. But if I get eaten, I'm not going to die.
Do you mean bitten? Because eaten, you're gone.
Yeah.
Bitten. I've got to, when you get rabies, I've got to have 3 shots before I go. I've got to find time to go 3 times before I go. And then I went to also get the flu shot. And he's like, you can't have 5 injections all on the one day. You won't make it to work tomorrow. We'll see you on the start line.
See you on the start line. Looking forward to it.
3
Thanks
weeks
for having me.
Carrie and Tommy. Carrie and Tommy. Woo!
Around Australia, if you drive home, it's Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
With CommBank Yellow, you score even more. More recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank. Ongoing eligibility and T's and C's apply.
Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
Now that we've got Carrie and Tommy's live for free.
A year's worth of Friday night takeaway. How good would that be?
You know what? I'm back on board.
What?
It went out of my life for a little while. It was a thing when I was young. We used to get Friday night fish and chips.
Oh, yum.
And I am back.
Are you?
With a vengeance.
I think I need to get into Indian a bit more.
Okay.
I just feel like I...
A Rogan Josh, perhaps?
Maybe.
A chicken tikka masala?
Yeah. I love a papadum.
What about a butter chicken? White girl over there.
Let's give our first
response.
person a call.
All you have to do is answer with the words yellow. You will be in the running for a year's worth of Friday night takeaways on us.
Yellow.
Yellow.
Hello.
How are
yellow.
you? Yellow.
Good. How are you?
We're debating fish and chips or Indian for Friday night takeaway. Which would you like?
Ooh, Fish Friday.
Yeah, Fish Friday.
Fish and chip Friday.
Oh my gosh, Caitlin, do you ever get a battered sab?
No.
Well, you could.
Had
You
one of them.
could.
Is that a sausage?
Yeah, and they are so good. And you could,
Okay.
if you win, get a battered sab.
Oh my
every
gosh, I would do
Friday
it
night.
just for you.
Thank you very much.
That's weird to think of Caitlin eating a battered sab thinking, do you have a Friday night? Do you have a partner, Caitlin?
I do, yes. So
Yeah.
Why was
maybe
that-
you won't appreciate it, but it's fine.
Why is that? I don't understand, Carrie.
Oh, Caitlin does. Anyway, Caitlin, we'll let you know Friday whether you're getting a year's worth of Friday night takeaway.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Have a great afternoon.
You too.
We are going to make some more calls tomorrow. So if you want to be in the running, you just have to download the Listener app and search for Carrie and Tommy to register. With CommBank Yellow, you score even more recognition for you and benefits for your business too. It's their way of thanking you for banking with CommBank. Ongoing eligibility and T's and C's apply.
Hello.
Carrie and Tommy.
Do you know how we were talking the other day when we had Guy Sebastian in about how I had him stay at my house? We did a house swap over Christmas. I was secretly hoping at some point we were going to have a family, like a Bickmore Sebastian family sing-along, because I used to have them all the time as a kid.
You
And
used to sing Kumbaya.
yeah, and I thought it would just be very, very beautiful for our families to merge in song.
For who, though? Because for you guys, it would. But for those guys, when they have their family sing along, all they've done is invited some not singers in.
Well, I didn't realise until I was on Guy's
Oh my gosh,
Instagram.
it would actually be their worst family sing along they've
It would
ever had.
probably be because I didn't realise also that singing runs in their family. So I feel bad because my mum's an amazing singer and my auntie's an amazing singer.
Really?
And it did not come. It's skipped a generation. I do not have their singing abilities. But in Guy's family, Archie, his 10-year-old, has the most gorgeous voice, but is also really skilled in writing music. And so Guy Sebastian's got a new song out at the moment called Maybe, and he's done this like open verse challenge on TikTok where you just have to write new lyrics and you can use the beat of his song Maybe to come up with like a new version of it. So his son did it and he performed his own verse about basketball.
Yeah.
And you hear them performing it together and it is he's an absolute weapon. Have a listen.
Finished his lyrics. Are you ready, my dude?
Yep.
Song about basketball.
1, 2, 3.
Uh.
Saturday night, back to the grind. No, it ain't gonna be easy. Got my sights set on the prize. Ain't gonna stop, believe me, no. A winner never said no, no, no. The shot is given to me one time. A buzzer beater from the half line. Give me the shot and I'll take it.
Pretty good.
No hesitating. This is the moment I'm waiting for.
My favourite bit. He's 10. I mean, pretty good.
It's excellent.
Isn't
Carrie.
it?
Yes.
We need a family duet from them pretty soon, I reckon.
We just heard it then.
No,
What do you
but
mean?
like in the form.
How much more do you want?
No, I
We
mean in the
literally
form
just
of
heard
an
it.
actual like song that
Oh
then
my
gets
God,
played.
Carrie doesn't think that's an actual song.
No, do you know what I mean? Like
this
not
is brutal.
not a TikTok version, like actually where it's released
Oh,
as their
if they do
duet.
a song, then maybe we could add a bit of you to it.
All of the pain and all the irony.
Family sing along.
Let's get a bit of choir on.
Carrie and Tommy.
Driving you home from 3 till 6, it is Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little.
So exciting. Have you been paying attention? Is back Monday nights at 8:40 p.m. on Channel 10. The host with the most is here. Tom Gleisner. G'day, Tom.
Good afternoon. Why do you say 8:40? Like, that's a special new time. That's 8:40 is the new 8:30.
But why don't I thought the trick was to say 8:30.
Oh, that just annoys
We
everybody.
used to have to say after MasterChef. But in the early days, you had to wait till Matt Preston finished dessert, and that was very. That could be after midnight.
Actually, yes. Remember how late shows used to start? Because it would be like 8:50 before. That's right.
Everything
So
starts
annoying.
later and later and later. The rot starts at about 7:30 in there. Then it just we're on tonight. That's the point.
We got a very interesting fact given to us. The average marriage, I did not know this, lasts 13 years. This happens to be the same length that Have You Been Paying Attention has been running for. How do you keep this spark alive with such a long marriage?
We spice things up into segment 2. It's look, the thing about every year the show returns and people go, so what's new? And I guess if you're a reality show, you've got to come up with tricks and gimmicks and but with us, what's new is the news. Every week, Donald Trump has said something.
Oh, so just keep it fresh by adding a new person, a new idea to your marriage every week.
Exactly. So new news, Carrie.
Yes.
That I'm not sure that'll keep things totally fresh in the marital.
Did you ever have a 7-year itch?
Gee, that's interesting. I think our 7-year itch is when we finally started getting watched, because those early years with Heavy were not good. We began on a Sunday afternoon. Do you remember this? Our special Channel 10, thank you for this time slot, was Sunday afternoon, and our lead-in was a David Attenborough documentary.
What's it?
Called,
what time in the afternoon?
Oh, it was like 6 or 5:30. We were half an hour. And it was Life on Earth followed by Have You Been Paying Attention? And let me tell you, there was no life in either of those shows. So we moved to Monday, and that was round about then.
How many years before it really took off?
It was probably 2 or 3. We thought the show was good, but it just took a while to find an audience.
So do they not give, not just Channel 10, but across the board, is that opportunity not afforded to shows anymore? Because I remember the same thing happened for The Project. We were given a heap more time to bed in. And you think if you were ripped off after 6 episodes or something,
yes,
no one would have found either of us.
That's true. You got to slowly grow. I think we were 9:30 Monday, so I don't think 10 even knew we were there. It was basically just lock up when you leave, and
but maybe being off Broadway meant you could
Exactly.
tinker with it a bit or something.
Exactly, and just let people slowly get used to it.
Yeah,
It's getting
right.
smaller and smaller, isn't it? Like the days of even just when you said 9:30, I remembered, because I also made a TV show at 9:30, far less successful.
That was This Week Live, yeah?
It was.
Yeah.
And that's about how long it ran for as well, a week. But I just realised, as you said it, they don't make 9:30 shows anymore.
No. In fact, we used to do a show called The Late Show, 10 o'clock. Now, I'm sorry, that's a bit tragic for a Saturday night. 10 o'clock is not late, but it was back then and now.
I mean, 10 o'clock's pretty late for me on a
Yeah,
Saturday
true,
night.
true. In fact, when we used to do, sorry, I'm going through my whole back catalogue. When we used to do the panel, that was 9:30 live, but the one place we could not get an audience, Queensland, because they're all in bed at 7.
Because they're up at 5 a.m. walking,
surfing,
fishing. You got to wet a line.
Exactly.
Feeding the cows.
Exactly.
Isn't that what they're up to? What's been your favourite, most rewarding thing you've been involved in terms of your career?
I've loved the variety that we can do, really disposable stuff, say, like the panel. And then I guess some of the movies, perhaps The Castle and The Dish, would sort of, those are things that live on and people still, watch 20, 30 years on. So I guess I love having that range.
Yeah.
Rob Sitch and I convinced the ABC to fund a fly fishing series once called A River Somewhere.
Oh, God, I remember
Yes,
you
but the
saying
taxpayer, the Australian taxpayer, funded us to go around the world fly fishing. That was a wonderful show.
Beautifully shot.
Thank you, Tommy.
Yes.
It was on film back then. Yeah, it was a very unusual show.
I remember, and Martin Malloy for me came under this same kind of umbrella. I used to love The Late Show and Martin Malloy, and I would watch it and I would laugh hysterically. And often I didn't get the references at all. I was too young to understanding the references, and it often annoys me now when you find yourself in conversations when you're making a show or something, and the bosses ask you to over-explain things.
Yes,
'Cause I'm like, I have been the person watching.
Who didn't
You don't have to understand everything
everything.
to understand it's funny.
Tommy, I've come full circle because often on Have You Been, one of the contestants will answer and the audience will roar with laughter. I've got no idea what that is. And I've worked out it's either a drug or a sexual act. or possibly both. So I just kind of go along with it.
Has there ever been, in Working Dog, a real professional disagreement about something that one of you has then proven to be right about years later? Like, didn't think something was ever going to work and you really, really actually got quite narky at each other only to go, you were right.
I have to admit that. No, I think we're pretty amicable. We won't embark on anything unless all of us agree.
Right.
So there can be one or two who are more passionate than the other. Santo had an idea for a movie once about a boy who inherits a bad circus, and Rob and I had to talk him down from that. He'll make it, don't you worry.
It sounds good.
No, does it? Well, there you go. Maybe Rob and I were the wrong ones there. But generally, we do kind of come to an agreement.
Also, I have backed in many bad, incorrect projects. So the fact that I hear that as a pitch and I'm like, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Don't take my endorsement as a sign that it'll be successful.
Absolutely.
Who's on the show tonight?
We've got Ed Cavalier, Bron Lewis.
Fantastic.
Sam Pang, of course. Kitty Flanagan is back, and Peter Hellier, former project alumni, which is great. Always good to see Pete.
Have you liked seeing Sam go and do his show?
Yes, it was fascinating. Australia needs a Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Ever since Rove, I've gone, we're not asking for much, just a Tonight Show a week.
Yeah.
And it was so good to see Sam fill that void.
Yeah, he was amazing.
And I think he's coming back at the end of the year with another block, which is great.
Well, Tom, we absolutely love the show. It's one of the funniest on TV. Have you been paying attention? Tonight, 8:40 p.m. on Channel 10. Tom Gleisner, thank you so much.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks, Kerry.
Follow Carrie Bickmore and Tommy Little on socials at Carrie Tommy Show.
Bye.
Bye. Carrie and Tommy love a good deal, and CommBank Yellow has plenty. Cashbacks, discounts and exclusive deals. Just for banking with CommBank. Say hello to CommBank Yellow today.